If there's one thing Sophie Cunningham knows how to do, it's stay in the spotlight. Whether she's firing up a crowd, dropping another viral quote, or making her presence felt on both sides of the ball, Sophie keeps herself trending. Now, in her latest episode of Show Me Something, she casually dropped a line that had Fever fans clutching their phones. She said, and I quote, "The next team I play for, I want a bigger contract so I can buy a house and make it homey and cozy." The internet did what the internet does. It exploded. Everyone started asking, next team? Wait a minute, what's wrong with Indiana? Here's the thing. I actually think Indiana needs to come to the table and pay her. Straight up. They already have Caitlin Clark, the most talked about name in the league, but what Sophie brings isn't something you can measure just with box scores. It's the energy. It's the edge. It's that spark that turns a regular Tuesday night game into must-watch TV. She's the enforcer, the emotional heartbeat, and the player that makes a team feel alive. When Sophie's in the building, you feel it. And you better believe the fans feel it too. And let's be real, it's not just basketball you're getting with Sophie Cunningham. You're getting eyeballs, clicks, and ticket sales. She's a walking PR machine with a social media reach that turns highlight clips into viral moments. She's the type of player who sells jerseys and fills arenas, not because she's trying to, but because she can't help it. Indiana's been trying to build something special, and you don't build culture without players like Sophie. You need that fire next to Caitlin Clark's star power. Together, they're lightning in a bottle. One's the face of the league, and the other's the heartbeat that keeps it pounding. So yeah, she said the next team, but maybe the real message is for the Fever front office. If you want to keep this momentum going, if you want to keep those seats packed and those cameras rolling, you better slide a contract across that table. Because Sophie Cunningham has earned her spot, not just with her game, but with her impact. But here's the twist. What if Sophie doesn't even want that deal from Indiana? What if that next team line wasn't a warning?
The next team I play for, I want a bigger contract, so then I can buy a house and be homey and cozy.
Let's pump the brakes for a second, because a lot of people heard Sophie say, the next team I play for, and instantly assumed she's packing her bags. But I don't think that's the case at all. See, to me, this isn't Sophie hinting that she wants out of Indiana. It's Sophie reminding the Fever that she's not here to play for cheap. This is business now. She's not bluffing, she's not begging, she's letting everyone know that the ball is officially in her court. When she said the next team, I think that was more about leverage than location. She's basically saying, hey, Indiana, I love what we're building, but I'm not bending over backwards for a discount. If you want me here, show me I'm valued. And honestly, she's earned that right. She came in, helped stabilize the young roster, brought leadership, and became a personality that fans genuinely connect with. You've got Caitlin Clark, the superstar who draws the cameras, but Sophie Cunningham, she's the one who gives that team its pulse. She's the spark that keeps the crowd invested when things get rough, the one hyping her teammates, the one standing up for Clark when things get chippy. That kind of energy doesn't show up on a stat sheet, but it's the kind every winning franchise needs, and Indiana knows it. So this isn't a threat, this is a statement. Sophie's saying, look, I've been traded before. I've been the one caught in the business side of things. Not this time. This time, I'm making the rules. She wants to come back, but on her terms. Now, the only real card the Fever front office can play here, the one thing hanging over her, is that knee injury. That's the one piece of leverage they've got. But even then, Sophie's a grinder. She's already built her image around toughness, resiliency, and attitude. You really think a bum knee is going to scare her off the bargaining table? Please. She knows her worth, and she knows her timing couldn't be better. The league's growing, her fan base is booming, and Indiana's chemistry, especially with Caitlin, is finally hitting that sweet spot. Sophie's smart enough to know that this isn't the time to walk away. It's the time to double down. So, while fans are speculating about the next team, Sophie's probably just sitting back, smiling, and thinking, yeah, it's the Fever, if they get this deal right. And trust me, Indiana better move quick, because the clock's ticking, and Sophie Cunningham is holding the ball at the top of the key, ready to make her next move. Now let's talk about the real juice, the Sophie Cunningham brand. Look, Sophie isn't just a basketball player anymore. She's a walking headline, a marketer's dream, and one of the few WNBA players who can make a random Tuesday practice clip go viral. But here's the part people outside Indiana don't see. This Fever team right now, they're tighter than ever. The chemistry is real. You can feel it. These girls went through the fire together. The hype, the scrutiny, the injuries, and came out closer on the other side. And honestly, that's what makes Sophie so valuable right now. She's part of that core heartbeat that keeps the locker room steady. Now, let's keep it real. If someone's leaving Indiana, I don't think it's Sophie. I think the one who might be on the move is Kelsey Mitchell. Don't get me wrong, Mitchell carried the Fever through some tough stretches. When Caitlin Clark went down, when Sophie got hurt, Kelsey stepped up big time. She kept the offense rolling and put the team on her back. You can't take that away from her. But when everyone's healthy, you can see it. The ball movement changes, the energy shifts. Sometimes her body language says it all, like she's ready for her own team. And honestly, maybe that's best for everyone. Because if Mitchell moves on, that opens up salary space and breathing room for Indiana to lock in their core, Sophie, Hull, and Clark. That's the trio that brings balance. You've got the heart and hustle from Sophie, the sharpshooting consistency from Lexi Hull, and of course, the generational star power of Caitlin Clark. Add in Aaliyah Boston down low, and that's a four-piece no one in the WNBA wants to mess with. That group fits together naturally. They trust each other, they communicate, and they play the kind of basketball that's fun to watch and dangerous to defend. So while the outside noise says Sophie might be leaving, I think the real story is the Fever rebuilding around her. She's not the one shaking things up, she's the glue holding it all together. And if Indiana's smart, they'll realize it before someone else does. Because chemistry like that doesn't happen twice. Here's the part nobody really wants to say out loud, but we're gonna say it anyway. The biggest hurdle for Sophie Cunningham might not even be the Indiana Fever. It might be the WNBA itself. Now, don't get it twisted. I love this league. I love what it's becoming. But sometimes it feels like the WNBA has these invisible mobster ties. Like there's a shadow boardroom somewhere saying, "We run this, not the players." They want total control of the narrative. They want the spotlight to shine on the league, not the stars. And they definitely don't want players out here building empires of their own. The moment a player gets too popular, too outspoken, or too powerful, suddenly the rulebook changes. The fines start coming, the media tone shifts, and the message is clear: stay in line. And it's wild because that's the exact opposite of what grows a league. You'd think the WNBA would celebrate personalities like Sophie, fiery, confident, and real, because that's what gets people watching. But instead, it feels like they're scared of losing control. They don't want players to have platforms where they can say, "I don't give a damn what the league thinks." They don't want the faces of the game to actually be the faces of the game. And that's why we've seen the league mishandle its own biggest stars. Just look back at my last video. The LPGA saw a generational talent in Caitlin Clark and rolled out the red carpet. They understood what they had, a marketing goldmine. Meanwhile, the WNBA's been turning the other cheek, acting like fame's a threat instead of a blessing. And that's where Sophie Cunningham comes in. She's about one step away from breaking through that ceiling, from being a worldwide personality. She's got the talent, the charisma, and the audience. But here's the question. Will the WNBA's mob squad let her light shine? Or will they try to snuff her candle out before it burns too bright? Because if the league keeps fighting the very stars who make people care, they're not protecting their image. They're killing their future. Sophie represents a new era. Players who aren't afraid to talk, joke, curse, question, or call things for what they are. That's not bad for business. That is the business. And until the WNBA realizes that, the players will keep pushing back, and fans like us will keep calling it out. All right, here's the deal. Sophie ain't running from Indiana. She's just making it known that she's not about to play the good soldier forever. This is her time, and she's finally got the leverage to prove it. Indiana's got something special going. You can see it. The chemistry's there. Caitlin, Sophie, Hull, Boston. That's a four-piece nobody in this league wants to deal with. That group just fits. And if the Fever front office is smart, they'll stop hesitating and pay the people that actually make this thing go. Now, as for the WNBA, man, that's a whole different battle. Sometimes it feels like they want to keep the players in line instead of letting them build their own lanes. But that's where Sophie's different. She's not scared to speak her mind, she's not scared to shake things up, and that's exactly why people like her. So yeah, she might have said the next team, but I don't think she's going anywhere. I think she's putting the league and the suits on notice. And honestly, I'm here for it. Let me know what y'all think down below. Is Sophie staying with the Fever, or are we about to see another classic WNBA move that makes zero sense? Hit that like button, subscribe if you rock with real talk, not filtered PR, and we'll keep calling it how we see it right here on Full Court WNBA. Until next time, keep it raw, keep it real, and keep it full court.